This is a pact that resulted in a 15% tariff on key European imports, including cars. And this is an escalation. The Europeans were used to pay about 4%. They're now going to pay 15%. But if you're looking for some reciprocal taxes on the European side, there are none. Not only that, but the Europeans have agreed to buy a lot of American oil and natural gas, and they've agreed on top of that to invest a $500 billion or so into the U.S. economy in various business ventures. Now, all of this is, to many people, and certainly many people on the left, but also some of the free market economists on the right, a surprise on a number of fronts. One is you had some of the free market economists, by the way, friends of ours on our side, conservative economists, who said tariffs are bad because tariffs are interfering with the free market. And therefore, we're going to see the market plunge. By the way, markets are at record highs. We're going to see inflation. Inflation, as of right now, is at pretty much record lows certainly compared to the Biden era. And so you have these economists, not just the liberal economists, who, by the way, hundreds of them had signed letters about how Trump was going to wreck the economy and bring the market down and bring the growth rate of the country down. And none of this has actually occurred. But my point is that it's not just the left, it's also the conservative economists who have found themselves to be wrong. Now, why is that? Let's talk briefly about what a tariff is and how a tariff works. And we can understand this better if we look at a tariff on a single commodity. Let's just talk about, let's say, the BMW. This is a German import. And let's just say that you've got a BMW that costs $100,000 or $80,000. I'm not sure what BMWs cost. I guess it depends on the model. But the $80,000 BMW, as a result of tariffs, is now going to cost $100,000. So does that mean that because there's a tariff on BMW, and let's say the tariff is $20,000, that BMW is going to raise the price by $20,000? Answer, no. Why? Because remember, BMW still has to compete with lots of other cars, including American cars and Japanese cars. And so BMW is going to say, yeah, we can raise the price to $100,000, but then a number of people might decide, we don't want a BMW. We'll go buy a Lexus. We'll go buy an American car instead, an American luxury car. So BMW is going to think twice about whether or not to raise their prices by that much. Now, I agree, BMW will want to pass some of the tariff cost on to the customer. So let's say the price of BMWs goes up not from 80 to 100, but BMW decides to split the difference, and now BMWs cost $90,000. What is the effect of that going to be on the market? Well, the truth of it is BMWs are more expensive, but it doesn't follow that cars are more expensive. In fact, it follows that all cars other than BMWs are now cheaper relative to a BMW. And that means that if I'm in the market for a car, and let's just say I have $80,000 to spend, I don't want to spend one penny more than that, I just take the BMW off my list. I don't go running around demanding, drawing on my savings to find another $10,000. I go, hey, the BMW is a little too expensive for me right now. I'm going to go look at a truck, or I'm going to go look at another luxury car, which I can find for that price, particularly an American car, because the tariff rate on American cars is 0. So this is just a way of illustrating the common fallacy that you hear, that tariffs automatically produce inflation. They drive prices up. They only drive prices up if more people decide to take more money and buy BMWs. If they buy anything else, the effect on inflation is 0. All right. Now, how did Trump get this deal with the EU? How is it possible that Trump could raise tariffs on them, without any trade wars. Why would the EU agree to this? The answer is pretty simple. The EU, for reasons that I would attribute to its own stupidity, doesn't really generate a whole lot of oil or natural gas inside of Europe. This is, by the way, their own decision. The EU was, remember the Nord Stream pipeline? Remember the fact that the European countries would buy a lot of oil and natural gas from Russia. They all got whooped into this whole Ukraine thing. They all decided to cut Russia off. Some of them were even happy when the Nord Stream pipeline was blown up. They were like, oh yes, on principle, this is a wonderful result. And now these guys have a continent that doesn't have enough oil and natural gas, so they have to buy it from somewhere. The US has giant amounts of natural gas, also a considerable amount of oil. And so the EU is, in a way, beholden to or dependent on the United States. When I flip a container around, I can't pronounce or recognize the ingredients. Guess what? I put it back. But not these containers. Why? Because these contain balance of nature. These are fruits and veggies in a capsule, really easy to take. You'll find balance of nature on a shelf in my home. Every single ingredient is a fruit or veggie plucked from the soil. No binders, no additives, no artificial colors, no fillers. Just whole fruits and veggies, gluten-free and vegan-friendly. These harvested ingredients are freeze-dried into a fine powder using an advanced vacuum cold process to better preserve nutritional value. I can say with absolute confidence, I'm getting 31 ingredients from fruits and veggies every single day with balance of nature. Imagine a platter with 31 different fruits and veggies on it every day. Join me in taking balance of nature, and here's a good deal for you. Use my discount code. It's America. You get 35% off plus free shipping and their money-back guarantee. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go to balanceofnature.com. When you use discount code America, you get 35% off plus free shipping.